So, we think that you should move to the Czech Republic. Why? Because life is changed. Why don't you move in the Czech Republic? Because it is a great way of changing your life. If you would be in the same place for the whole of your life, you wouldn't experience something new. If you move to the Czech Republic, it will be a completely new experience there. And we think that Czech Republic is a great place to live because of many reasons of there. We will talk about them. You want to talk?
Yeah, just to mention some of these. For example, Czech Republic have got one of the lowest crime rate in whole Europe. For example, here they are the first in developing, for example, in robot technology, or just they have one of the lowest difference between the poor and the rich part of their society.
So I think we shouldn't move to the Czech Republic because in the first case it's really difficult to learn the language because it has 42 letters. The climate is also really bad compared to the Mediterranean countries in Europe, for example, like Greece.
Wrong example. Also another thing, people here don't speak that well English, and it's a very tough language as I just mentioned, so up until you learn it, a very long and hard journey, you will not have much help.
Okay, I think that Czech Republic isn't as good as somebody thinks. Because of the government, for example, our president Zeman is not too much representative. For example, it looks that we are friends with Putin, so we accept that Russians things like communism, and it doesn't look representative. And also, maybe a lot of people say that we are part of NATO and European Union, but our government is trying to be not a part of this sometimes, like Zeman and another one. And another one is that we have a case with China, with a panda, and with a comrade Said. So it looked really horrible to other states in the European Union.
And also the economical situation in the Czech Republic is not that good. Like the prices of all the products here.
So you might say that Zeman is not like quite a representative guy for Czech Republic and he's like not good in many ways. But if you ask Czech people what do they think about him, they will say that he's actually most of them will say that he's not suited for president too. So yeah, he is the president, but the Czech people don't think. Usually don't think that he can be actually that good. So it's about what the nation thinks, not only like yeah.
So I think if we look around the Europe, for example, in East Europe, we can see, for example, Hungary. Hungary has got really bad government too. Or there is Greece. Greece just not working. They have got economic crisis. I think from these choices, the Czech Republic is still the best.
You have a great point in saying that we're young and we should travel, that's correct. But honestly, there are far better options in Czech Republic. No offense. For example, countries like Denmark or Germany. Now, what do they have? Better jobs, a better organization of state, better living standards. And let's also be honest, the country is an easy location to go to through train. So they're great sites, but we can just come see them and then leave. So the country is not bad, but it's nothing special.
And And recently, Czech Republic was named that it is one of the most pessimistic countries. And yeah, as he said, it's really hard to find a really good job there.
Yeah, it's really hard, and that's why a lot of people go from high school to some different countries, and then they are studying university in America, in England, and they then don't go back to Czech Republic, and they stay in different countries. And also, I don't think that our economy is too good because of course we have some fabrics here and other, but they are, or most of them aren't ours. They are Russians or Chinese and other ones, so it's not that way.
And I also want to tell you something about the refugee crisis and the fact that there are under 100 refugees in the Czech Republic, which means that even refugees don't want to come here. The teammate says that it's good to come here, but even refugees don't want to come here. Like people who don't have a home, they don't want to come here. And you say that it's good for people to move here just because it's an economical state, which is obviously not good enough for even refugees.
Okay, so you said that there are better countries to go than Czech Republic, but they are much more expensive. The Czech Republic has got quite low price index, so for you, for example, from Greece or some other countries, it would be the prices would be like cheap for you, and you could have like more things there than in other countries. If you move, for example, to I don't know, Germany or some like you could say better countries, they have higher prices, and you couldn't afford that much as you could in Czech Republic.
Yeah, and connected to the refugee crisis, actually I think these low numbers of refugees are because of the politics of the government. For example, they do think, I mean, the V4 politics are probably the strongest one, which is against the migration. So, for example, we even built a wall.
Okay, first of all, yes, prices are cheap, but also the minimum wage happens to be slightly low. It's around 800 euro, I think, while in Germany, yes, it's more expensive, but it starts from 1,300. So that's not really a solid argument. And as well, we should mention that the economy has been quite underperforming, as while the wages are increasing, the inflation rates have been increasing far more, so that's also bad, because things are actually getting more expensive. One other thing would be, there are not that many refugees, not because that they don't want to come, but the government does not really allow it, and that's because for us foreigners it looks a bit nationalistic. How does that work? Is basically, actually just
Okay, so yeah, so the government is not too nice with the foreigners, so it would be really hard to.
Yeah, I agree with that refugees are here, not here because of government, and I think it's really bad because we are in the center of Europe, and we need to be friends with Germany, with England, and with other countries. And if Germany takes a lot of refugees and we don't, it looks really bad for us. And I think that Germany will, when we will be in some problem, they will say that we didn't help them with refugees, so then they don't need to help us.
And also Team Ace at first said that the government is not that important, that the president is not representative and things like that, and then they said that it depends on the government that refugees don't come here. So is the government really important or not?
Yeah, okay, I want to sum up the things. I think, so let's say, the change to go to the Czech Republic, we stay for it, that it will make our life more interesting. We check the Czech Republic is a great place to live. The economists, you might say, are not good, but I think that the unemployment rate is quite low. of the Czech Republic. We've got a lot of science, actual science centers. For example, in Liberec, there are nanotechnologies. Also, we are quite advanced countries in many ways. And you could like point out to the bad ways, but I think in the most ways we are quite good.
So in the end, I would just to sum up with one of my personal experiences. As I can see that Czech people really love foreigners. They actually just are one of the most welcoming countries ever. And on the other hand, they have the best beer.
So, but still, the government don't let the refugees inside the country, so that's why they are not too nice with the foreigners, and that's why it's really hard to be there and stay there, because the other people are not really good in English also, and it's really hard to understand each other, and then they are not too nice with the foreigners, so it's just not friendly.
You can even see it from the signs, like none of which is in English, just saying. And also to sum up a bit, it's really hard to live here. You don't really have a reason to be here other than nowhere else. And the economy and the future does not look that good, so you really have not a single reason to be here.
Yeah, I think that the government isn't good because of Seman and Nadja, because we look that we are for communism, for Putin and for China, and also we have a pollution here because of fabrics that even aren't ours, so it looks a little bit funny, and all clever people are going out of Czech Republic, not into Czech Republic, so only somebody who wants to change it.
So to sum up, I would like to say that Czech Republic is not that bad country, but there are a lot of other countries which are really better than the Czech Republic. Like, you can move to the United States or the United Kingdom, but there's no reason to move to the Czech Republic. Yeah. Thank you.